Esther, fabulous to have you back. Harry's defamation case is back in the courts this week. Some media has pitched it as a bit of a win for the Prince, and others say he's lost some skin. So what's the story?
So the High Court judge in this case ruled that the case can actually go forward. So we obviously know that this case that Prince Harry has brought forward is in conjunction with a bunch of other people as well. So Elton John, Elizabeth Hurley, and they're all claiming that the Associated Newspapers actually engaged in illegal phone hacking and illegal activities to actually gather information about them. So the win here, quote unquote, is the fact that the case can move forward. The huge kind of loss in this case is the fact that the judge ruled that information that the Associated Newspapers, so the publishers of the Daily Mail, for instance, released during the Leveson Inquiry back in 2011, I believe, cannot be used in this case. Now, that's a huge blow in the sense that it was, basically one of the only records we know of any sort of testimony that the Associated Newspaper has, not necessarily of confessing that they've engaged in phone hacking. Obviously, they deny that in this case and any cases of the past, but actually confidential information regarding how they've gathered information around certain public figures. And from, Prince Harry's earlier testimony this year when he was being grilled by the Associated Newspaper's lead barrister, he doesn't seem to understand how these matters work. He actually genuinely believes that all the information that was published about him was obtained via illegal phone hacking. And the barrister really made easy work, like work of him, because he actually highlighted the fact that a lot of the information that they got about Prince Harry was published by the palace. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, the judge does recognize this, I suspect, because he said that, the claimants in this case should temper their expectations. So we don't actually know all the information that these the claimants have to bring forward this case, but it doesn't look very positive, particularly after what we saw of Prince Harry being grilled by the lead barrister.
Oh, look, there's plenty more to run on that one. No doubt we'll be coming back to it in a few weeks' time. Now, while Harry and Meghan are desperately trying to panel beat their image, they keep doing things which appear to run counter to that. This week, there's a report of another jaunt on a private jet and a $43,000 date night. The hypocrisy is stunning, isn't it, Esther?
It is stunning, considering Prince Harry is the patron of a charity that actually tries to push for sustainable travel. So God only knows why they decided to fly via private jet owned by a Texas oil tycoon from California to Las Vegas, when it's really a 4-hour drive. Most people can make that quite comfortably. The reality is most people don't have a problem with how the Sussexes live their lives. It's the fact that they're so patronizing and hypocritical towards the public. They don't really seem to understand that the general public might know a lot more about these issues that we tend to engage with in our daily lives because we don't have a mansion in Montecito. So for them to preach about sustainable travel, for example, and have the goal to travel to Katy Perry concerts by a private jet is just, it's sad, but it's not unsurprising given this couple's antics.
Yeah, definitely not unsurprising. And look, onto the protracted story of whether there's going to be a family reconciliation. That continues. It seems like the ball is always in someone else's court, Esther. What's the update?
So apparently Prince Harry's team, or the Sussexes team, alleged that they didn't receive an invitation to the King's 75th birthday in Clarence House this year, even though the palace did confirm that they sent out an invitation. Clearly, the King is trying to extend an olive branch to the Sussexes. I don't know why. It doesn't seem like they'll be very missed if they don't attend the party. But apparently representatives from the Sussexes camp say they didn't receive a letter at all. The question is really, again, like I've said before, is the current stalemate going to calcify? Is this going to be the status quo? Are the Sussexes going to be forever estranged from the royal family? And it looks like that is going to be the case. At the end of the day, when they're preaching about sustainability and flying on private jets and living la vida loca, it really does seem like there's quite a chasm between them and the royal family, at least in the way that they behave. I wouldn't be surprised if the King is more open to reconciling with his son. That is his son after all. But we don't really know what's going on. We know that the two princes, William and Harry, are not on speaking terms, which is not a surprise given the revelations of his book, Spare. But we don't really know the details really after that, to be honest.